This is Queen Sheila with the Line Dance Connection to Tampa, Florida, and let's talk soul line dance. I'm going to cut on our intro, and after our intro, we're going to have some fun. I have a great co-host today, and as usual, and we're going to have a great guest, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to put on the intro, and then we're going to come right back at you.
This your man down on the producer. What you say now? And the Line Dance Connection. What you say now? Tampa, Florida. And my girl Queen Sheila. What you say now? Come on, get busy. Hey. It's the Line Dance Connection. Hey. Come on. Hey. It's the Line Dance Connection. It's the Line Dance Connection. Come on. Let's work. Hey. It's the Line Dance Connection. What you say now? We about to get live right here. Are y'all ready? What you say now? Let's get big.
All right. Hello, everybody out there in video world, I call it. I'm your host, Queen Sheila, all the way from Tampa, Florida. The Line Dance Connection, and we welcome you to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. I am so excited today. I have a new co-host coming on with me today, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. And his name, I'm going to let him tell you, because I'm going to bring him in right about now. Hey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. And you, Marquise, what's up?
I was well. I'm glad to be here, enjoying myself.
How's the weather where you are?
Oh man, the weather is good now. It's not raining, so that's a good thing. So
I know.
A great thing, actually. So I'm
we
excited.
have had so much rain lately. It's just been raining. You know. How's your lovely wife?
She's doing great. She might pop in here and be distracted as usual, but she's good.
Oh no, we gotta have her pop in. Yes. Yeah. So we here at Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. We just have a lot of fun, and we have an awesome person that we're going to interview today, all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota, with the Command Steppers. None other than, what's her name, Marky? Do you remember?
Alvena.
Alvena, yes. Hey, Alvena. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you all?
Good. We're good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're fine. Sure.
You look safe.
I can't hear you all that well, but...
You can't hear us? Is that better?
It seems like you should be a little bit louder.
I
can hear you. I can hear you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, we're glad to have you. Yeah, definitely glad to have you. Is that better? Can you hear us a little better now? Huh, Alvena, can you hear us?
Not that well. I just walked in my door. I'm going to turn on my laptop just to make sure that we have awesome audio and video.
Okay.
So you just bear with me. I'm going to turn the laptop on.
Okay, sure.
Because I want to make sure I can hear you all really well.
Okay. So, Marquise, what's going on in line dance world on your side of town?
Oh man, it's pretty good right now, man. I mean, we've been doing a little traveling as well, practicing and getting ready for these parties coming up. Queen.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're excited right now. How about yourself?
Me too. I'm still doing the old ones. You know, I'm the old repeater. I mean, we learned a few new ones. We did some big moochie, something really easy, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah. So Alvena, you look really good. We can see you good. Can you hear us?
I think I'm almost with you here. I see your email.
Okay. So today we're interviewing, like we said, Alvena Richburg, all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota. She's one of the instructors with Command Steppers, and we are so excited about having her today. And let me tell you something about it. The reason why is Alvena is not only a stepping instructor, but she's also a line dance instructor and choreographer. And she, okay, you have to turn one off. There you go. Okay. Let me bring her back in. Hold on. She is, okay. Cut your video on, Alvena. It should be at the bottom left corner, maybe.
Let's see.
Okay, I can see AR. But she'll be in, but you can hear us, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So Alvena is not only a stepping instructor, but she's also a choreographer and instructor for line dance. And I don't know if you've seen her virtually, but she has a virtual class that she does online, and it's really awesome. I've seen her several times, and we just have a good time just watching each other. And they recently had an event in Minnesota that I went to, and oh boy, we danced, and they got me though, Marquise, because they put me on YouTube, on Facebook, because the lady had on high heels and she stepped on my foot. You know how somebody with high heels step on, and I had took my shoe off, but it was my turn to teach. So I danced with one shoe on and one shoe off.
Oh my goodness.
Remember, Alvena? We was down in the room and they interviewed my feet dancing with one shoe on. I said, you know what, y'all so wrong. They're so wrong.
That should go viral. They should let that go viral. That's a new trend.
Well, we had a good time because somebody said, now you know you love line dancing. Anytime you dance with one shoe on, you dance out your shoes. I was like, so we really had a good time. So as soon as we can get Alvena's picture in, we'll get started. Marquise, you want to tell us anything while we're waiting, try to get her video on?
I'm trying to figure out why you ain't put on the other shoe. Like, how did you manage to get on the floor with one shoe on? I'm trying to figure that out.
No,
right
because
now.
when she stepped on my foot, her heels went down like on my toe, and it hurt so bad. I had to take my shoe off to make sure my toe was still alive, because I thought that bad boy was dead, you know. And I took my shoe off, and they said, "Well, Queen, it's your turn to teach." And I'm like, "But I got one shoe on." They're like, "Come on, you don't need no shoe because we were on carpet down there." And they was like, "You don't need no shoe. Come on." So I'm teaching. I'm just a dancing. We jamming. I got one shoe on, one shoe off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we just kept moving, you know.
We had no slides in the bag or something. You ain't got no slides in the bag?
No, because I had on my tennis shoes.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I had on my tennis shoes, but a lady with high heels stepped on my foot. But she backed into me with all the weight. And I said, "Oh my God, my foot. I'm footless." But we kept on dancing.
You stepped on your foot with the heel?
Yeah.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? And it stepped like right on that bone, you know, right on top of your foot. Man, take them shoes off. I said, I'm going to have to dance with one shoe on because I can't do this. But we never stopped dancing. We had a good time. We really did.
How's your foot?
That was amazing.
It's better. I put ice on it, so it was bruised, but it's better. It's a lot better now.
Right.
Have you ever danced out your shoes?
Nah.
I'm pressing the letter V. I'm pressing the letter V.
Hi.
I had to come and bother y'all at least once. I'm gonna head back out.
No, you fine. You ain't bothered us. Good to see you.
We ain't got. It's only one seat here, so I'm gonna let him handle it.
Okay.
Thanks. You're the best.
What you say, Alvena? You're pressing.
So there's a picture of a camera at the bottom, and it It doesn't have a line through it. When I click it, I get a red line going through it.
Okay, so that means you cut the video off, but it must be something on your laptop.
Mm.
Oh.
Because on your phone, we can see you perfect.
Mm.
But while we're waiting, let us ask you some questions. I'll start with the first one.
Okay.
First of all, just tell us something about you. Tell us something you want us to know about you, about Alvena.
Well, I came into this culture, if you would, in 2012. You know, I had a life change, that big D, the divorce, and then you kind of start looking for something to do, something different, something new in your life. And you know, I started going out a little bit here and there. And one of my cousins, she was involved in stepping, and she was taking 6-count stepping classes. So she started to show me how to do the stepping a little bit. And then I decided to take the classes. And when I did go, they were starting to teach the Chicago 8-count. And I just went to the rec center across the street from my house, and there was a gentleman over there. His name was Art Richmond, and he showed me the basics. I went to his classes for maybe about 3 months. And then maybe a few months later, I ran into Jay. I saw him out dancing with someone. He was twirling them around, and I came up to him and I said, "Can I see if I can dance with you?" Because he was, you know, he was pretty well known in the community. And so I danced with him, and he started doing some tricky stuff, and you know how he is. So he said, "Why don't you come to my classes?" So I started coming to his classes, and I've been involved in it ever since. And in part of his classes, he had line dance instructors, and I started learning line dancing. And next thing I know, I'm teaching stepping and teaching line dancing. So it's just been such a ride, like an amusement park ride, you know, on the roller coaster.
I understand. I have when y'all used to come here, or several times when you come here, and I tell everybody that to me, Jay is a really good stepping instructor. Like if it's 8-count or 6-count or however many counts it is, he's really good because he's patient, and you know he breaks it down. Because I like stepping, but I like line dancing better.
Yeah, and everybody got their favorite.
And you know what? And the reason, now I like both, but the reason why I say I like line dancing better, because it seems like it's stepping, somebody's controlling you all the time. They making you go left, they make you go right. You got to turn around. And I'm like, listen.
Yeah, you do have to be a little bit serious.
Yeah.
You have to be a little bit submissive.
You know, it's funny because I think when I started stepping, that was the biggest thing. My step instructor said is that one of the challenges that most women have is being led. Led. So that's it. I have a question for you, Athena. Now you said when you started off stepping, and I'm kind of similar too, and then you end up getting exposed to line dancing right afterwards. Now, in the culture, in most cases, you see that most people either going to step or they're going to line dance. They're not going to do both. How did you manage to kind of still appreciate both style of dancing?
You know, I think it's probably because I teach both of them. You know, you got to wrap your arms around whatever it is that you're instructing. So I think just because I'm involved in teaching line dance and teaching stepping, it's just no way I can't embrace both of them at the same time, you know. So I guess that's what I would say. Yeah.
What's your preference? You prefer stepping?
Oh, I can't answer that.
Okay.
All right, I got one for you there. All right. So a line dance music come on, but it's also used with stepping. What are you doing first? And you like the song. Which one are you? What are you doing first?
Oh my gosh!
You ain't sitting down. We know that. That's not even an option. You ain't sitting
down. You got me in the corner. You got me in the corner with that question.
This happens, just so you know that. This happened in real life.
It does. It
Yes.
does.
Yes,
It
it
really
does.
does.
Mhm.
You're going to have to do both.
But you know what? I think maybe let me answer it this way. So it depends on maybe what guys are in the room to step with. You know, what kind of guys that are in the room to step with. You know, you got somebody that's a really good stepper, then I might lean towards the stepping. But then again, if you got a great big group of ladies and they just really partying and jamming, I don't know, I might jump over there. So I don't know, maybe I'll do half the song stepper, and then I tell the guy, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go line dance now and then.
I hate to be that guy.
I know he wouldn't ask me to dance the rest of the night if I left him hanging like that.
But it's good to have options, right? It's good to have
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
Good. Like you said, I could do a little bit, but once they turn me 2 times, I'm done. I'm like, okay, thank you, sir. I'm gone. Go ahead, Marquis. You had a question?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that is very. I mean, to me, it seemed like it's pretty unique to come across individuals that do both because, as you probably noticed, that there's sometimes a division depending on the type of location that you know where you're at in the city or the states. There's a division between the two, and so you don't really catch many people who have an interest in both at the same time, or they did have one, but they no longer have the interest and all that stuff. So when you come across an individual such as yourself, it's like, oh, we got someone who's willing to do it all. It's appreciated.
Yeah.
That's good. I asked Marquise to dance with me one time. Sorry. When we were at some dance, Marquise, when I was first learning the step, and I asked Marquise to step with me, that was the first and last time he stepped with me. He's like,
oh, no.
It was all in love.
Marquise.
It was all in
wait a
love.
minute. Oh, there we go. Let me get you back in. Okay.
I'm just
Marquise
getting on the phone.
Okay, that's fine. Because Marquise was like, I'm not dancing with Queen no more. Because he turned me 2 times and I started doing 2-step or something. I know I did a totally different day.
Oh, goodness.
He was like, I'm done. He ain't messing with me no more. I was like, okay, Marquise. Okay. I understand. Because I tell anybody, I'm a line dancer. You know.
So you say Ms. Alvena, you have line dance virtual classes, and I'm sure Queen Sheila's going to ask you later, kind of give us what we can find your classes. I'm sure you going. Is it on Facebook, YouTube, or you doing the Zoom versions?
Yes, mainly we are putting them on the Backyard Community Health Hub. That's an organization here in the Twin Cities. They, when we were doing the face-to-face thing, we were having classes on the first and third Thursday of each month. And we would learn about heart health and diabetes health at the classes. And we would also do a little bit of line dancing, and then we would have a really healthy catered meal, something organic and fresh prepared for us. So we do a lot of videos that I post them. They get posted to the Backyard Community Health Hub page. So you'll see some stuff that I've done there. And also we put those videos on our Command Steppers group page. So you can see some of them out there as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you said Backyard Community Health Hub, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
How did
Marquis.
you manage to transition into the virtual world, and how smooth was that for you?
That's a good question.
It was pretty smooth. Just utilizing Facebook and the technology on Facebook. You know, making sure you have proper lighting and the sound is projecting well, and making sure you don't get too tongue-tied, trying to make sure you're communicating well with the people so they can understand it. And you know, doing it in the front facing people, and then you know you need to turn your back and face people. Me and Queen Sheila talked about that. You know, and I agree with that as a line dancer. When I'm looking at line dancers online, I'm like, okay, turn around, turn your back to us. So we got that right, left, you know, perspective, and that helps you to learn it a lot quicker and easier when you do it like that. So, you know, just all those little pieces, putting them together. So you got a good finished product that, you know, communicates and relays the instruction well. So
Right.
just playing with it. And yeah, J Mos, you know, he would do a lot of he would hold the camera and he'd be behind the camera, and he'll be trying to say something and I'd be trying to read his lips. Ooh, that didn't always work too well.
Didn't work out,
So
huh?
so I know when he would drop the phone, then I'm like, dang, we got to do another take. Take 55, take 75, take 99.
Jeez.
So
Keep going, huh?
yeah. So anyway.
So if you could teach anywhere in the world, you and take your group and teach anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Oh, anywhere in the world. Well, I'm a beach girl. I love the ocean. So I guess I would have to say maybe teaching on the beach somewhere. Maybe you know, I went to, what was that place? I went to South Carolina. Charleston. I loved it there. Charleston, South Carolina. So maybe on a beach somewhere in Charleston, South Carolina, I would say.
Okay. So if you say the beach, would that be because you want you would like the water in the back of your video, or just
yeah. Being on the sand, yeah, with your swimsuits on, and you know, you got your tropical drinks, and that would sound that would be awesome. Yeah.
Sounds like it. So let me just throw something there right here. We have our phone number on the screen. It's 813-407-1216. And you can call in and you can ask Alvena some questions. And we're also going to do trivia before we get off. We're going to have some trivia and we're going to give away some money today. How about that? So if you're watching right now, you can call in when we start our trivia. So the number's on the screen, 813-407-1216. And we also ask you to subscribe to us, on YouTube, and like us on Facebook. And we do accept donations, and the Cash App is on it. So continue to tune in, listen in good. So we ask the trivia, you have the answer to the question, make some money. All right. Yes. So, Alvena, you do how many different types of dance?
So I know how to Chicago 8-count. I know how to KC 2-step. Shout out to Suge and Carmelita, a Steptacular in Kansas City. They're teaching us how to KC 2-step. And I let's see, Mike and Vicky from Denver gave me a little bit of exposure to the ballroom. So I got the basics. I got the basics of ballroom. If I get some signals that are pretty basic, I'm sure I could be, considered a ballroomer. Okay. And then of course line dancing.
Line dancing. Okay. So do you only teach 8-count and line dance, or do you teach others?
Yes, that's all I'm teaching at this time is 8-count and line dance. Okay,
cool. Yeah, I've seen you do. I mean, you're very good. I've seen you do both.
Oh, thank you.
My favorite dance from y'all is For the Haters. I love For the Haters. Yeah, baby. My kids do that one, right?
Yeah.
What we do in the line For the Haters.
Yes.
That's the dance right there. And Alvena was one of the choreographers, right? For that
one? I was not. No, that was choreographed by Phyllis. Well, J Most. and Phyllis Showtime Braxton, Tina Jackson, and a lady named Amelia here. All of them from Minnesota. And they did that. That was a line dance that was before I came on the scene. I wasn't even here when they created that.
So you just taught it afterwards, because remember you taught us a couple of times. Yeah.
Yes.
We love that dance. We love it, really. And it was funny because Marquise, when we went to Minnesota, it was another lady who was teaching for the haters. And I said, ma'am, I love you, but you just can't teach like Alvena. you know, no, and I mean that in a positive way. She was like, girl, I thought I knew it, but when I started teaching, I didn't really know. I was like, well, I understand. You know, because a lot of times we can do a dance, but to teach a dance is something totally different. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are learning that, you know. But I thought you were one of the choreographers, because when you teach it so passionately, you know.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, J Mos is he's real particular about, you know, the fundamentals and, you know, going right, going left, and just making sure that you're real precise when you're teaching. So, yep. I get that from him. He taught me how to teach stepping and line dancing. I learned from J Mos.
Okay.
He's an awesome teacher. Yeah.
He is. He definitely is. I know. Like I said, I learned stepping from him, and it was good. After he turned me 2 times, I said, "Thank you, Jay." I was out. You know, because I don't know what it is. It's funny, but Marquise, don't laugh, because you know you turned me twice and I was done. I went that way. But it's something about once they turn me 2 times, I cannot. Because I grew up in DC, and in DC we do swing. So swing is more of a free. It's a 2-person dance, but it's more of a freestyle 2-person dance to me. And so when you turn me twice, I'm going to the DC step. So I'm no longer on the left, I'm on the right. You get me? So I don't know why. That's why, I guess that was why Marquis said never again.
So Queen Sheila, how long were you exposed to the 2-step? Like, was it for years, decades? How long did you do that?
I've only been in Tampa since 2010. And so all my life in the DC area, we swing. You know, I didn't even know anything about 2-step. I knew line dances because they had the country line dance that we would go to. But as far as stepping and 2-step, I didn't know anything about it. I only knew swing and line dance. So
yeah. And I think that's a lot of people have a hard time if they got some other technique just deeply ingrained in their system, and then you try to introduce a new technique. It's really hard to, you know, they collide all the time because you get a move or signal that reminds you of your other technique, and it's like, oh, that's what I'm getting ready to do now. You know?
After you turn me, okay, it's swing now. You know.
I get it.
So how do you explain to the people who like you come across steppers? First of all, 2 questions actually. You say Chicago 8 count, so all I know is Chicago stepping. Period. So when you say Chicago 8 count and KC 2-step, you talking different languages. I don't know if they're the same thing or 2 different things or whatever like that. So is there a separation between what I know as Chicago stepping to? Because I guess Chicago stepping is like a broad name for the style of dance, but I'm assuming there's a different type of name for each style of dancing.
Yeah, and it's all based on the count. You know, like if you remember back in the day, the 2-step or the bop, and the man and the lady, they just all over the whole floor. There's not a lot of it's not a lot of real organization. They're just out there having a good time. And it's pretty basic. I think you might get a left turn and a right turn, and that's pretty much it. And I'm not a dance historian. I've heard J Mos talk about this a lot, so I'm trying to remember different things that he said. So then you got the 6 count, and that was still that was, you know, a little bit more moves were added to that count. And then you had this 8 count, which was developed you know, later on. And with those pauses in there in that count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
That guy can insert a lot of different different moves within those pauses. And if the lady just, has her arms relaxed, she can follow, and they can really get down and just go into a lot of complex moves with that. I mean, J Mo, if you dance with him, he can really, just go crazy on you. If you stamina and the foot speed, the stamina and the foot speed, and there's a lot of awesome 8-count steppers that, oh my gosh, all over the country. It's so much fun. And then the KC 2-step, they dance to a little bit of a slower tempo than what we dance to when we're stepping in Minnesota. We like I guess I would say our group, we like a little bit of a hip hoppy type of beat to our music. And you got the older steppers, the old schoolers, the old heads, the ones that are the freestylers that, don't want nothing to do with the 8-count. They like a little smoother, slower tempo too. But the KC 2-step, it's a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Oh, so it's all count, all in the count, and then the different tempos of music.
Okay.
And isn't the walk in that a different one too? The one that's called the walk.
Yeah, when they're walking. Yeah, I guess that originated from like way back in the day. You had the basement parties, and you turn the lights out, and everybody starts slow dragging. And then when the mama used to come down the basement, they would flip the lights on, and then they would separate. They would peel their bodies apart and start, kind of. It was like a slow dance, but there was space in between them. Right. So I guess that's the ride. But yeah, real slow songs. They do the walking too.
They do the walking. Have you seen Marquise?
You like that?
I don't know what I seen. I seen a lot of stuff going on. I'm still trying to figure it out what it is, but
Marcus, I think you do the 8-count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the one we learned.
Okay.
The 8-count. But the other ones, I've seen walking, I've seen the 2-step, and I've seen that's the Kansas City 2-step. I've seen those at y'all's event. But I don't. The only one I really learned was I did learn what you said. What's the other one called? Ballroom?
The ballroom.
Ballroom.
Oh, okay.
And then I like ballroom. It's a little. That's the one that Richard teaches, where you put the lady's hand behind your back. Marquise, that one. Didn't you do that one too? I think that's the ballroom, right?
Yeah, that's the ballroom.
I think that's the ballroom. Now I did learn that. I took lessons in that, and I took the 8-count, the Chicago 8. But do I remember all that stuff? No.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had the right terminology on the names and all that stuff, so I didn't say I knew it, and then somebody called me on the dance floor, and I was doing something totally different. That's all.
So Marquise, who did you learn the 8-count from?
I learned from a ballroom teacher named Richard Fortson. He's
me too.
So he basically taught me a few dances. Actually, that's how I got introduced to it. I met him. All right, so how it really happened, I eavesdropped on somebody's conversation. They was talking about stepping, right? And R. Kelly just came out around that time with "Step in the Name of Love," and one of my wishing prayers to the Jesus Lord was, "Hey, I want to do something like that." So when I got married, I'll be able to have a dance to dance with when I became a wife. By the way, we never did that type of dance. Anywho, so eavesdropped, heard something. It was a lady who went to the class, and she never went back again, but she was only there for a purpose to let me know about it. So I went there, and I got introduced through that. Now, and that's how I learned the Chicago stepping. Then he started talking ballroom, and I was like, hold on, bro, let's slow down. Let's get the stepping down. And we'll grow from there, And that's how that went. And then it transitioned after that. I did that for about maybe 3-4 years with the Chicago stepping. Only thing is, for me, is more so the thinking. Like I'll be dancing with you, but I'll be thinking of what else I'm about to do with you. And if I use all the moves and we still got 2-3 more minutes of the song, I don't know what we're gonna do after that. It's complicated.
Yeah, and my thing is learning the moves, like learning the signals. I'm sorry, the signals Like they grab your hand or something, you know that they about to do something, and they'll turn me right, and I'm going left. See, so I was like, that's right, line dancing, I go the way I want to go. But I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it. I don't really understand it. Let's say that. You know, if I took more lessons and Jay was here, I probably know it. You know, go ahead, Alvena.
Yeah, if you lived up here, Jay would have you straight. But I was gonna add to what you were saying, Marquise, about the signaling, and you know, the guy. I feel sorry for the guys because they got to know what we're doing, what foot we're on, what number we're on, and they got to think of what to do next. You know, so you know they're not out there looking crazy. So I do have a little bit of the male lead part. You know, I got a little bit enough to help with the beginning stages for the men when they come through the door. But you know, after a certain point, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do next. And sometimes I'll just sometimes I'll grab one of our ladies and just practice with them. Yeah. And you know, most might be saying like, okay, now you can step over here and get out of the way and do this move and do a rollout or a box turn here. And I'll try it a couple times, and my brain just will get so far because I'm thinking right foot lead, left foot lead, lady side, men's side. So
right. Next thing you know, you forget you're supposed to be dancing.
Okay.
I used to like it.
Sometimes I feel sorry for the men that, you know, the beginning men that walk through the door because they sometimes their expressions are like, oh my gosh.
So, question I want to ask you is, do you find? Is there anything about line dancing that's challenging to you?
Can I answer what you're thinking? Teaching. That's what I find hard. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say like the challenge is if you have like some beginning people walk through the door, and then you got some that are like late beginner, early intermediate, or advanced. You know, just trying to make sure everybody gets something and people don't get frustrated and want to give up. Just trying to accommodate all the different levels. I think that's probably challenging.
Yeah. And it's not easy.
Did you find the secret? Did you find out the secret yet? Because we need that help too.
Okay.
Just you know, the people that do catch on quick, having them kind of spaced out in the room, maybe next to people that are having a hard time, and or having those beginners like right next to you while you're teaching it, and just, you know, going extra slow and doing a lot of reps.
When somebody said to me, they said, if you teach one dance that they leave there learning or knowing, then you've done your job. You know?
Yeah.
So like you said, I have some of those who have never danced before. They don't know what a sailor step is or a coaster. They be like, coaster? I had them on my table for my drink. You know, they really don't know. So seriously, so you're like, oh my God, my work is cut out for me today, you know. But can I tell you something really quick? One of my new dancers, right? And every time I say go right, this girl go left. I don't know where she be looking, but she loves it. She's, you know, persistent. She keeps coming back. She said to me the other day, Queen, is this a 4-wall dance? Man, I had to go sit down. Because, no, let me tell you, because I was so excited the fact that this is a brand new dancer, like no nothing dancer. And then she says to me, is this a 4-wall dance? I was like, oh my God, something I taught her, she retained. You know what I'm saying? And that really makes you feel good. Like if she don't know nothing else, this girl know it's 4 walls. You know what I'm saying? So I got excited about that, you know, because something I'm doing is right, you know?
Yeah, for a beginner to ask you that, then they're paying attention.
Right.
So what are some dances? What would you say? Our first 2 questions. How do you define what is an advanced line dance, and what are some advanced line dances that you can recall that you like, or that you found a little bit more challenging that you've done or been working on? I'll say.
I heard the second part. You said, which line dances do I find challenging? The first, what was the part you said?
What do you define as an advanced line dance? because you know you hear that word thrown a lot from everybody, and a beginner can tell you that probably for the haters is an advanced line dance, while someone who's seasoned might say no, it's not. You know what I mean? Right. So how do you define, what's your definition of an advanced line dance? And two would be, what are some advanced line dances that you found that you learned, or that probably a little bit more challenging and all that?
Oh, there was a line dance that, and just also to add that I was on a competition team. We had within our Steppers Bash that we do every year. I was on a competition team, and these girls, one of them, my dear sweet cousin, she likes to really, you know, get them dances that are complicated and challenging. So when I was competing with them and we were putting our routines together, there were some really difficult dances, but what I thought was difficult. And one that just came to my mind, it was called Big Girls, and it was by April Clarity. And that was really, really, really high tempo, a lot of foot speed. So I think when you have high tempo and a lot of foot speed, a lot of turns within the dances, I think that makes it a little more advanced. One that I've been seeing that I really like is called Signature, and it's
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I love that. I want to learn that.
It's real fast though, ain't it? It's kind of fast, or it seems fast.
Yeah, it does seem fast, but I look at that line dance, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to learn that. I don't even remember the music. Oh my gosh, who was that song by? Was it? I think it's a Chris Brown song.
That's Chris Brown. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you seen Marquise do Bruno Mars Leave the Door Open? I thought Marquise and his wife was on something. For stuff. Have you seen this dance? Girl, this dance got about 105 steps. Girl, I looked at that. I was like, y'all got to be talking about, Queen, you got teachers that teach you what? I may never learn that.
How many counts?
Shoot, you asking the wrong person. Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's another thing that movement line dance. Advance is, you know, the count is like off the chart.
Right.
You got a whole lot of stuff to remember.
Yeah. and then they make dances now that's got like, okay, this is part 5 of 6. What? You know, how you gonna have 6? Hi, Latrice. Latrice just sent us a chat. She says, hey everyone. Hi, Latrice. Yeah. So you're right. I mean, it's like, but Marquise and his wife, they do that dance. What is the name of the dance?
It's called Enter with Caution. And it was by
Caution.
It was by Bino Brown, Tiny, and Jason Lumpkin. It's 3. They collabed on that dance. It's a very popular dance. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, just type in "Leave the Door Open" Bruno Mars.
Yeah, you know the song Bruno Mars, "Leave the Door Open." Girl, you better open because you're gonna be going back out if you like me. Yeah. It's a really, really nice dance. It reminds me Marquis Terminal Reaction. That's what it reminds me of, Marquis.
No.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
What?
No.
Okay.
No.
Ooh, it's not that level. Okay.
No, don't believe her. All right, so remember I told you, I think I said people are gonna say for the haters is an advanced dance. Queen Sheila just did that just now. That's again terminal reaction. I've experienced terminal reaction. And I learned it one time. Only problem by the time it was time to do it, I lost it before that happened. So
I know that.
But Leave the Door Open is a little bit more simpler version. It's not intermediate. It's a little challenge because especially when you get to the special part, I still get confused on that. But terminal reaction is a whole nother level again. You know that.
That's some real high stuff. Really.
And you said you did Big Girls Rock, right? You said Big Girls Rock was the one by April Williams.
April Clarity.
Is it Clarity or Williams?
I think it's April Clarity. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. She doesn't have a whole lot of stuff on YouTube. But yeah, she's got then there was another one that she did. I think it's called the Clarity line dance, and that one
Oh,
is fun
okay.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do a trivia. Those of you who have been listening, what did she say? Terminal reaction ain't no joke. That's what Latrice said. She said terminal reaction ain't no. It's not, Latrice. You're right. It's not a joke. It's for real. We're gonna do
Latrice is
a
from
trivia
Minnesota.
question. Yeah,
Latrice is from Minnesota, by the way.
I
You
know.
remember her?
Yeah,
You
I know.
okay.
Latrice. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. Yeah, so we're gonna ask a trivia question, and if you can answer this question, you can win some money. Our first question is for $5. You can get you a cup of coffee or something, maybe.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go to Starbucks. But the first question is, where is Alvena originally from? So if you have the answer to that, you could call in. The numbers are on the screen, 813-407-1216. Again, 813-407-1216. So you can call in and you can win some cash. Okay, Marquise, you get ready for the second one. And Alvena, we'll let you ask the third trivia. How about that?
Oh, okay.
So at this time we're gonna do our shout outs. If that's okay. Alvena, we'll let you start. Latrice said you from Gary.
Oh
That's
my
not,
gosh,
that's not right. Okay.
My girl.
All right.
What?
That's your girl. Okay, Alvena, you have some shout outs you'd like to do? To some teams that you like to shout out?
So, of course, shout out to Jay Most and all the Command Steppers family. That's my extended family. Love you, love you, love you. Shout out to my girlfriend Crystal from Philadelphia. She came to the bash. She brought a little crew with her. She said she's gonna bring a bigger crew next year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the folks in Milwaukee that support us in the bash. Shout out to Omaha, Wendy Jones, Nikki, Darlene.
Yes, I met them. They're my girls.
Spectacular, Suge and Carmelita, and all those folks there. Shout out to Capital City, Joanne Hughes, Capital City Steppers. Much love to you.
Okay. While you're doing that, we have a call. A second. We have a call coming in. Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Hello? You have the answer to the trivia question. Who's calling? Okay, who's calling? Hi, Sandy. How are you? Good. Sandy says Philadelphia. Is that right?
Yay!
Yay! All right, Sandy. Okay, thank you for calling in, Sandy. So, Sandy, what I need you to do is text me your Cash App to this phone number when we hang up, and I will send you your money. Okay? All right. Did you have a question for Alvena, or you just wanted to give the trivia? Okay. She said she met you at one of my symposiums, Alvena.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is she coming in October? Ask her.
Are you coming in October? Okay. Yes, she is. And where are you from? She's calling from Montgomery, Alabama. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, text me your Cash App and I'll send your money. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.
She was listening.
Yeah, she was listening. That was like way in the beginning. Okay? So, Marquise, you want to do the second trivia?
Yeah, I want to give the lady the shout out for answering that question because I was scared I was going to have to answer it. But, all right. So, question I got is, all right, what year did she say she entered? Alvena said she entered the stepping community.
Okay. All right. If you know the listeners, if you know the answer to that question, call in and you could win some cash today. 813-407-1216. All right.
And listeners for that one.
For that one, yes. So Alvena, you have any more shout outs?
Oh, Latrice was on it. There you go.
Yeah, Latrice said 2012. That's correct?
Yeah.
All right, Latrice. I like Latrice. The number's on the screen. If you text me your Cash App, I will send you your money. And thank you for answering a trivia question. All
Yeah, she
right, good
answered that
one,
too quick.
Marquise.
That was an
Latrice
easy one.
got
She
you.
answered it
Latrice
too
got
quick.
you. Okay, Alvena, you can do the last one. This is for $10. The last trivia question. Something that
So
you
it should
said today, or something we talked about. It don't have to be something you said. Something we talked about that you'd like to ask our audience, so they could try to win some money.
I mentioned a man's name when I said I first started taking stepping lessons. Does anyone remember the name that I mentioned?
Okay. The name that
I think
Alvena
it's
mentioned.
kind of hard.
The name that she mentioned when she said she first started taking stepping lessons, correct?
Yes.
That's your question. Okay, so callers or Liz, if you know the answer, call in 813-407-1216, and you can win some cash. So while we're waiting for that, or someone to call in or give us the answer, Marquise, you have any shout outs for us today?
Yeah, I mean, I would just want to shout out, first and foremost, shout out, the Florida family. You talking about down south, Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville, Villages, Gainesville, Bradenton.
Yes.
and Jacksonville, but also the line dance family for just still, finding ways to make things happen for everyone else, especially during that COVID season time. And it's still going, but just still making a way. And, you too, Alvena, because, that shut us all down as individuals.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you were willing to sacrifice and create an opportunity for us to continue to dance by doing something virtual, I think that was what's up. I do give a lot of love and respect for people who did that, because I know how serious it was. I mean, Queen know too.
Okay. Yes. I did it
level.
for a while, but it wasn't the same. I mean, it was okay for me, but it wasn't the same as the interpersonal. I like the interpersonal when we don't hug and all like we used to, but just being in the classroom with each other and seeing each other every day, knowing that each other's okay, praying for one another, because we pray at the end of class, praying for one another. If somebody's sick, we praying for them or go visit, things like that. That's what I missed during the COVID.
Yeah, it wasn't the same for me, because we was on YouTube and people say they be dancing and they be sitting there eating a bowl of cereal saying, "Oh, I just got it." You laugh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they said they got it. That was me. But I had a lot of fun. It was still a lot of fun because I love to dance, But you know
just
what? To me,
the interaction.
Right, but it's harder. Do y'all find that virtual line dancing is harder?
Way more challenging and a lot more work.
It's more challenging than doing it in person to me, because in person, if I mess up, I was like, okay, y'all, wait a minute, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Let's go back. Let's do it again, and I'm good. But online, you're like, hey, world, I messed up. I missed the step. You're like, dang. It's just different. It's really different.
It was a lot more work, because I think I had to learn more dances than ever. Like, I learned more dances during COVID virtual classes than I ever did as far as line dancing, period. Because it was always you gotta have something fresh, something new for the class, and this, that, and the other. You can come with the same thing. Yeah, exactly. So that was the biggest deal, and I was like, oh my gosh. Well, we're not gonna learn anything today. We're gonna recap everything today, guys.
I did some. Yeah, I did some of those too. But we have a few minutes left. I want to do a shout out to Command Steppers, the 18th, MGM in Montgomery, Alabama. What's Calvin's team? KOPA dancers. I want to give a shout out to Leslie and oh my God, Embrace Life Group Squad in Clearwater, Florida. I want to give a shout out to the Miami crew. Man, their name out this long, I can never remember it, but they know, y'all know who y'all are. James and Carl Wesley, we had us, I guess, last week, and of course, last but definitely not least, the Line Dance Connection in Tampa, Florida. My team, I love them, I love you.
Line Dance Connection.
Yes, I love them so dearly. We are a line dance family, and I really appreciate that. That's really a blessing. So the announcement I was going to give about coming to the 2021 Annual Urban Dance Symposium, I can still tell y'all about it, but guess what? We are totally sold out. I have a waiting list. I have a waiting list. So if anyone wants to get on the waiting list, you're welcome. But the only way I can get you in is if somebody just doesn't show up, or God forbid something bad happens and they just, not here. But we are totally sold out. I don't even have a seat for the roaches. So they're not even gonna be welcome at the symposium. But we have a great program planned. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna dance out of our shoes. I'm not gonna be the only one with one shoe on. So we're gonna have a good time. And let's see. Like I said before, if you would like to be a guest on Let's Talk Soul Line Dance podcast, just drop me a text message on Facebook. I'm Queen Sheila, and it's QWEEN, Queen with a W. Or you can send me a text message to 813-407-1216. And let's see, if you would like to we are accepting donations via Cash App. $THELDC stands for The Line Dance Connection, or PayPal. It's paypal.me/Queen Sheila. And let's see. Please like, subscribe, and tell your team and friends about us. One thing about it, when I say I teach line dancing, I might be out somewhere. People always say, "Country, you teach country?" No, there's other line dances. Sorry, it's a short in my cord, I guess. There's other line dances besides country. And people always say, "Country, you teach?" No, I teach urban line dance, or I teach hip-hop line dance. So what we have to do as a line dance community, urban line dance community, we have to support one another and lift one another up. And the shout outs is a good way to do it, and subscribe to each other's page. Listen, it only takes the click of a button. Click the bell notification and click subscribe. So every time we post, you get a copy. So Alvena, I subscribe to you and to Marquise, to the 18. So every time y'all post something, I get to see it. I get to see your new dances. I get to see what you're doing. So we can support one another. So that's what we have to do. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. So nobody has an answer to the question? Alvena, was your question that hard?
Hard. I think that might be
a little too hard.
Yeah. Maybe I can add another one. Can anyone give me the name of our annual event that we have here in Minnesota every year?
Okay.
Our annual event that we have in Minnesota every year. Anybody except Latrice. You already won a prize.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, everybody except Latrice. Latrice said
we just had it in June. We usually have it in March. It's our weekend long, Steppers weekend long dance weekend. We had it in June, and it's going to be happening in June of 2020 as well. Does anybody know the name of that? I did mention it.
Anybody calling? Oh, we have a caller. Hold on. Let's see. Hello, caller. Are you calling in? How you doing? Are you calling in with an answer to the trivia question? Okay. J Mose. She said her guess would be J Mose. That's not the name of it though, right?
He puts it on.
He puts it on, but yeah, do you know the name of it?
It begins with a B.
It begins with a B, she said. A B is a boy, right? Okay. Begins with a B.
4-letter word.
4-letter word. She said baby. Good try, good try. And who am I speaking to? Okay. Can you hear her?
No.
Wait a minute. Okay. She She was trying to answer the question of the first guy you said that you mentioned about dancing, about stepping.
Yeah.
She was trying to answer that question.
Oh, okay.
And what did you say his name is?
I don't know, Queen. Tell Alvena I said hi.
This is Sandra from Alabama. She said, tell Alvena I said hi.
Hi,
She's waving at you. I think she's on her phone. Yes. So you don't have the answer to the trivia?
Well, I'll let somebody else try.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in. All right, sweetie. Bye-bye. That's one of our co-hosts, Alvena out of Alabama. She said she was trying to say, but she couldn't get there. She thought his name was Baby. I said, no, I don't think his name is Baby. Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, should I just give the answers?
You can, yeah, because nobody called in, and we're really out of time. So what's the answer?
Yeah, well, the guy, his name was Art Richmond. And then our event that we have every year is the Bash, the Steppers All-Star Bash. Yes. Coming up next 2022, that's going to be our 13th year. So we kind of got a hang of it. We know how to put on a nice event. So we hope you all check us out. You can send me a friend request to Alvena Promodel so I can keep in touch with you.
Yes. Marquise, you and your team might want to enter their contest. It is awesome. What's his name? Kenny J and his team, they were there this year. And what was the other team? Yeah,
that was a brand new team. Yeah, that was the other team that competed, the Minnesota team. That was a brand new team. It was called CJ 6+1, stands for Classy Jazzy 6+1. So we only had 2 teams in it this year. So it was the first place prize of 1,000 and the second place prize of 500. So yeah, Marquise, check it out.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Marquise,
I see what y'all be doing. I ain't ready for y'all, man. I see what y'all be doing. Y'all on a whole nother level. Y'all make me want to get young again.
You can show up in the competition.
I see somebody do a backflip too. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
it's all for fun. It's just for fun, though.
It is all for fun. We really have a great time. We really do. And if you've never been to Mall of America, you must go see Mall of America. It's truly awesome. It really is. So Melba waved at us. Hi, Melba Stennis. She waved at us. Hi. Okay, so we're going to do our final remarks here because we've already done our shout out. So we have our final remarks and then our close out. So Alvena, would you like to give us some final remarks?
I just would like to say thank you for extending this to me. It was a lot of fun. I love you to death, Queen Sheila. I can't wait to come to the Line Dance Connection in October. I'll be there this week in October celebrating my birthday. It's like 14 of us down there, and we are so excited. So I want to just say I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get to Tampa.
Yes, and we're ready for you too, because we're gonna have a grand time. We're gonna celebrate Alvena's birthday. We're gonna sing happy birthday to her, and she's gonna do the birthday dance. We're gonna have us a good time. Yes. All right, and we want to say thank you for being our guest today. It's really been awesome to have you, and we look forward to dancing with you real soon in October. Okay, Marquise, you have closing remarks. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take this from it's a lady out that follows us. We follow each other on Instagram. Her group is Adrian's Feet in Motion Soul Line Dancers.
Yeah.
And it's something she say that I had to steal and use it now. But basically, don't be so focused on the steps that you forget to dance. You know what I mean? And I think that's extremely important because it takes away the love for why you do what you do. So yeah, we want to get it right, but it ain't about getting it right. It's about having fun and learning as you go.
There you go. Yeah, good. Thank you. That's a good one. So I have a little closing poem. It's really short, 1 paragraph. And I do this whenever we have a female guest. And it says, a woman has strength that amazes men. She can handle trouble and carry heavy burdens. She holds happiness, love, and opinions. She smiles when she feels like screaming. She sings when she feels like crying, cries when she's happy, and laughs when she's afraid. Her love is unconditional. There's only one thing wrong with her. She sometimes forgets what she's worth.
Mm.
So I want you to know that you are worth more than $1 million to us. And we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. And you're throwing us a kiss. My mom always says, love, well, she said before she went home to be with the Lord, she said, love is no good unless you give it away. So
That's right.
here's our
Thank
mind.
you.
Okay.
Thank
Marquis, you
you.
got some kiss. Oh, you grabbing it?
I'm
Come on,
catching
you
it.
want her
Nobody else catching them, so I'm just catching it. You know what I mean? Put them in the pocket, save for later.
That's
So
beautiful.
thank you, Alvena, for tuning in today. Thank you, thank you, Marquis. You're an awesome co-host. I
Thank you.
appreciate you both. Have a blessed one, and I look forward to seeing y'all in October. We're gonna dance the dance floor. All right. Love y'all.
All right.
Have a
Take care.
good
Love
night.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.